The Fighters Guild, the faction of choice for those who just want to bash their way up the ranks and, not have to think too much. Except, of course, in Vanilla Morrowind, the Fighters Guild is a bit more of a morally grey organisation with just a lot of politics, actually, a surprising amount of politics. There is quite a bit going on behind the scenes within the Fighters Guild. There is a ton of corruption, political infighting, and of course a lot of just really shady contracts. In fact, the Fighters Guild is arguably being used in a shadow war between the Cammona Tong and the Thieves Guild, with the Fighters Guild very clearly siding with the Cammona Tong. But a lot of this is just, this is going on in the background. You might not even be entirely aware of it when you're just, when you're playing through the Fighters Guild. Because, when you think of the Fighters Guild, you probably think of their depiction in the later games. Like, you think of them as the good guys without any of that, messy moral complexity. Of course, that's not really the case in Vanilla Morrowind. And what today's Mod of the Day does is basically it builds upon that moral complexity by giving you more ways to complete some of the vanilla quests in the original faction questline, and also changing the context of some of those quests to better fit in with the guild's internal turmoil and conflicts. And, that brings me to today's Mod of the Day, which, today is Fighters Guild Improved by FlinSunset. And, basically, this overhauls, expands, and changes about 10 quests in the vanilla Fighters Guild faction questline. Basically expanding them to have, more ways to complete them, and changing the context a bit to, fit in with that corruption with the Cammona Tong and their shadow war with between the Fighters Guild and the Thieves Guild. A great example of this is the overhaul to the Talvani Agents quest that you'll get from the Balmora Fighters Guild. Like in the vanilla game, the quest giver in Balmora mentions that all 4 Talvani agents are actually members of the Thieves Guild. But you kind of just have to take their word for it, because you can't really, follow up and investigate whether or not these are actual, Thieves Guild members, and whether or not they're actually Talvani agents, or if they're actually employed by the Thieves Guild on a Thieves Guild job. So basically, this allows you to, investigate both with Great House Talvani and with the Thieves Guild, and even, find a peaceful solution where no one actually gets killed and, everyone can just, go their own way. And another quest that's been overhauled is the famous codebook quest. In the vanilla game, you had to get the codebook from the Southwall Corner Club, and that could potentially cause a conflict with the Thieves Guild. And this is clearly, by the way, a contract that originated with the Cammona Tong as, part of their shadow war with the Thieves Guild. Now, with this mod, you have just a few more options when it comes to dealing with the codebook. Like, you could agree to help the Thieves Guild, and instead take the codebook to the bookshop in Vivek and have a forgery made, and then deliver that to the Fighters Guild. Thus helping the Thieves Guild just sort of deceive the Cammona Tong. And basically, that's what this mod does. It adds a lot more, options for you to complete these quests. Though again, it does actually change the context of some of the quests. Like one of the examples is the Durgrabol bounty quest that you get to do for the Balmora Fighters Guild. Like in the vanilla game, you went to Durgrabol's home in Balmora and you killed her as part of a bounty. That was it. With this mod, the context is changed, so that Durgrabol is the one that is actually contracting the Fighters Guild to help get her old criminal gang just off her back. So instead of killing her, you're actually trying to convince her old criminal pals to leave her alone. And there are a ton of ways that you can solve that little problem. Like, you can choose violence, or you can choose a more peaceful solution. Again, there's multiple choices here and multiple ways to complete that quest. And really, most of the bounty quests have had, at least some of their context changed to, better fit in with the internal conflict of the Fighters Guild, with the, this whole, corruption by the Cammona Tong. And I should mention here that this is, a modular overhaul, so you can pick and choose which of these quests that you want to actually, be overhauled. Or you can just use the merged, all-in-one package if you so desire. The reason for that is because, there are a lot of mods out there that do overhaul some of these quests individually, or, overhaul the quests at one particular, faction location. So, if you like how, some of those other mods do things, you can just, you can kind of just mix and match here with this mod. But, anyway, that's just our mod of the day. So, as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.